Hey everyone, Attorney Roy Diptasam here, wanting to talk to you about the difference between annulment and divorce. This is something that I get asked about on a fairly frequent basis, asking me to explain the difference between what is an annulled or void marriage and what is a divorce. Now, the important thing to keep in mind as far as difference between the two goes is that an annulment is essentially asking the court to declare that the marriage was never valid in the first place and to void the marriage so that legally speaking the marriage never happened. And when it comes to divorce, the divorce proceeding is a proceeding that is hinged on the fact that the marriage was still valid when entered into, but for any or no reason the parties no longer, at least one of the parties, do not wish to stay married anymore, and therefore the marriage relationship should be dissolved. One of the important things to keep in mind when you are deciding whether you want to annul or void a marriage versus getting a divorce is what are the grounds or legal requirements when it comes to annulment versus divorce. Generally speaking, annulment is only a possible option when one or either party could not possibly have consented to getting into the marriage in the first place. Now, those may be situations where someone was intoxicated or incapacitated mentally, for example, in one way or the other, that essentially prohibited them from providing consent to getting married in the first place. Some other examples where annulment is an option is if one of the parties was already married to someone else and therefore he or she did not have the power or right to get into another marriage relationship with someone else. Or another possible one is fraud, where essentially marriage relationship was entered into on the basis of fraud. A common one is that the marriage relationship could not possibly have been consummated through sexual intercourse. This is specifically for situations where one or both parties could not possibly have consummated the marriage via sexual intercourse, and the other party did not know about this situation when they entered into the marriage relationship. In other words, one of the parties was defrauded when entering into the marriage relationship because he or she did not have the knowledge that the other party could not have possibly consummated the marriage. Some of the other ones that are fairly common are underage marriage, where essentially one or either of the parties could not have consented to the marriage because of lack of age to provide consent. Very important thing to keep in mind when it comes to annulment is that oftentimes annulment is only an option available under the law for a certain period of time. And then once that time period has already elapsed after the date of the marriage, annulment is no longer an option. So you want to make sure that you talk to an attorney ahead of time and make sure that you are aware of the time constraints when it comes to annulment. As far as divorce goes, divorce is the proceeding to dissolve a marriage relationship that was properly gotten into. A party can get divorced for any or no reason. Minnesota is a no-fault state, meaning that there doesn't have to be any showing of any kind of fault or really any reason why someone doesn't wish to stay married to their partner. So in that way, the legal grounds for getting a divorce is a lot simpler when it comes to, when compared to annulment. So I hope this information helps, and I'll see you in the next one.